Okay, so I believe I'm officially live. So yeah, let's just, get right into it. So basically, it is the last day of September, and I don't really know how that happened because it feels like September just started, and yet it's already basically October. Midterms are coming up for me. That's stressful. In fact, one of my teachers actually changed our midterm to make it a week sooner. So we love that. I guess the good thing is sooner midterm, don't have to do it later. But it's like, wow, okay, it's really October, basically. We're really getting into it. So that's kind of crazy. Not thrilled about the midterms, but it's why I'm at college to learn and show that I've learned something, right? So, this month was very hectic and crazy. It feels like it's been kind of nonstop. And maybe that's just going to be the rest of my life, very nonstop. But, we still do our best, right? So, kind of kicked off academic wise, well, not academic wise, but college related wise, because we had our DK recruitment at the beginning of September. So, there were lots of events that I was trying to go to try to meet the new people, which worked out pretty well. And one of my friends and I went on like a little photo shoot, which really like started off September pretty well because I kind of needed like a creative thing to do. And photo shoot is definitely a fun creative thing, especially when it's with somebody that, you kind of like vibe with. So that way it's really like a collaborative experience versus sometimes I feel like I go out with someone who take pictures and they're just like, what should I do? And it's like when you're directing someone with everything, how to pose, and they don't have any ideas. So you can't bounce ideas off each other if it's only one person like relaying any kind of information. I guess this is now at the end of the month, but to kind of keep consistent with the photo thing, I went to Philly Fashion Week for the second time. I went last year. I didn't go in the spring, but I went, this past weekend basically. And I definitely want to try to go in the spring because now it's in the new like gallery fashion district building, which did exist before, but it like reopened just like last week. It's a big thing. And it was really cool to be in a more professional setting. I mean, City Hall was pretty awesome, but this was like a real building with like the lights, the galleries, fancy curtains and everything. And I felt really fancy. I got there way too early again, but last year it didn't say what time to arrive. It just said the show started at 7, and I remembered that I wanted a good seat because I wanted to sit in the front row. So I got there like 5:30, but then I got to take a little tour of the new building, and I started to like talk to some of the other photographers and videographers who are there for the press, and that was really cool. I don't always get the chance to talk to other like creative people who are not in film. Like I talked to all my film people and my hero film professors, but otherwise I don't really get exposed to other creative outlets that are similar. So that was pretty awesome. And I was inspired by them to put some of my, reaching over, my business cards in the little VIP bags. Of course, I didn't have that many, so I only put in, a select amount because I wanted to save some to give to some of the actual models and designers. I was actually inspired to get business cards after the last year's fashion show because after the event, everyone was like, oh, hey, like, what's your card? So I can contact you to get my pictures. And I was all, I don't have one. So it's like, here's my normal Instagram handle. And, it just was not very professional. So I'm definitely trying to step up my game. And I think it's working. We'll see, I guess. But I was really proud of myself for just being prepared and, going out. And I'm making that video right now. So that's what's hopefully going to come on a Wednesday is that Philly Fashion Week video. But I took way too many pictures, over 1,600 pictures and video. But I have been eliminating stuff. I went through everything, got it down to maybe 800 or 900 videos and pictures. So that was a lot of deleting, but it was worth it. Okay, back to kind of skirting back towards the beginning of the month. What did I do? Well, I went to 3 football games the Temple had. Though I think technically the first one was in August. Okay, well, anyways, I went to football games. Always really fun. I love football, so that's gonna be cool. And I actually managed to go with people every game. Last year, there was like one game where I didn't know anyone who wanted to go to the game. I ended up talking to people at the game, but it was fun to actually go with people, whether that's on the shuttle or the subway or whatever, because everyone's kind of getting hyped. Some of my friends have no clue what's going on in the game, but they just wanted to go, for school spirit wise or just to hang out with other people that they know. And, I will promote that because anyone who wants to come to the game, it's fun, especially because Temple won all their home games so far. They did lose one, so they're 3-1. But when they win at home, everyone's just like, yay, you're going to work great. And the marching band's there. We got Benjamin Franklin. Now we have Betsy Ross. I mean, not really, but people dressed up as them. So it's just a time. And I think everyone should at least go to 1 or 2 college games if they get the chance, because it's part of the big school experience, I believe. I mean, if you're at a school that has 30,000 people, please go to a game. Gotta fill up this stadium. It will never be full, but it's fine. One thing that I kind of want to talk about that I didn't really do last year much, but I definitely want to do this year related to kind of school events was the Newman Center. That's the Catholic community on campus. They have spaghetti dinners every Thursday. And I only went to I think 1 or 2 last year because I did have orchestra and I was thinking it's been kind of awkward to go. But one of my friends please come with me. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So, just grab the violin and, walked over. So, I was a little nervous because I didn't know everybody. I kind of walked in, everyone's sitting in these big tables, all the people who always go. But I'm pretty social, so I wasn't too concerned. So I just, plopped my stuff down. I was like, hey, what's your name? And, we just started talking and ended up having a cool conversation with one of the seminarians, and then actually the priest who was sitting there, and he kind of asked about our majors. Got to do a little shameless plug for my YouTube channel because I was I actually made a video about my faith. So that was kind of fun. Actually, it was really cool. We have talked about interfaith stuff and everything. So I definitely want to try to go back. I think there's actually a diversity talk that DKA is running this Thursday, but definitely the Thursday after that, I want to go back to the spag dinner. It's also free food plus, dessert. So Italian ice, though they're water ice. It's Italian ice. It's not water ice. Just a comment. And, garlic bread, I have way too much garlic bread, but, they actually make it in the kitchen there. It's not at the dining hall when they just who knows where that garlic bread came from. So, when there's good food, you got to take it in. That's what I believe. And let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, I have a list and I literally looked away from the list to think of what else happened. I actually officially started my job as a tutor. I think it's going well. I like all my student athletes. I think we're doing hopefully good work. It's making me reevaluate my own study methods, so that's cool. I've pretty much been promoting planners on everybody. That's my biggest thing, and scheduling in advance, because they're oh, my paper's not due for a couple weeks. I'm do it. Start it now, make an outline, because if you wait a couple weeks, yeah. Hey, thanks, Mom. Yay for your job. Yay for my job, indeed. Though pretty much I got my paycheck and then I went to New York City for the weekend. I feel I spent all the money. Not all the money, but it's well, that's why I have a job. So I can go do things I love, i.e. see my best friend and watch Downton Abbey. I also shot with the Bolex camera for the first time, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a 16 millimeter camera. So you have to wind it to run the battery and then it'll run. And I was so worried that there was not going to be I had to load the camera. I was oh my God, what if I load it wrong? What if we send it away to be processed? It comes back and it's totally black or totally white. That would stink. But amazingly, I loaded the camera correctly. It worked out. And my TA was oh, great job, the story. He did want the storyboard, so I had to kind of whip that up because even though we made one, it was hard to relocate. But, it all worked out. We turned that project in, and now I have to think about the next Bolex project because that's going to be a little more complicated as we have to do stuff with actual lighting. On a less positive school note, I had the most stressful environment exam. I took it yesterday. It was a take-home test, and my teacher was yeah, you have an hour and a half to do it, but, usually probably take you 50 or 60 minutes. I had 13 seconds left when I turned this thing in because it had 25 multiple choice questions, then 5 short answer questions, but she said she wanted 1 to 2 paragraphs for those short answer questions. And once you submitted an answer, you couldn't go back. So that meant that before all my multiple choice questions, I was is this the right answer? And I spent time making sure because I can't, go back and check versus a normal test. You can skip stuff, flip back around. So it was very stressful. And we got our grades back for the multiple choice right away. So I'm pretty happy. I only got 1 wrong. But, now I gotta wait and see how the short answer ones went. So that's just stressing out here. And I had a marketing test last week that was just weird. He asked about Kraft mac and cheese and then Taylor Swift. I was like, at least I know Taylor Swift. So, teachers are just all out of whack. That's basically what college seems to be. On a more positive note, going back to that for inspiration, there was a Comcast info session, and not that I'm definitely going to get an internship there or anything, but it was just really cool to be like, oh, look at all these people who are, making a difference in the media and entertainment world. And I was like, that could be me one day. So that was just kind of motivational. I also like to talk about, I guess, music and movies that I watch or listen to in the month. But I really haven't listened to any new music. Pretty sure I talked about the Goo Goo Dolls Miracle Pill album last time, and I'm still listening to it because the whole album came out on the 13th. So I was listening to all the songs, still listening to my vinyl, The Stranger, and I'm also listening to a lot of Hadestown. So nothing new. If anyone has any new music, let me know. I'm always down to listen to new music. I just can't seem to find any at the moment. Yeah, so that's kind of low on the music point, but I have seen some pretty snazzy movies. Number one being the Downton Abbey movie, of course. And then another cool movie that I watched this month was The Student of Prague. This was with my film history 1 class, so this is an old movie, but it was the first movie where not necessarily super horror, what we would consider horror, but someone sells his soul, and there's split screening effects with someone coming out of the mirror and killing his mirror self. Spoilers, you're gonna see The Student of Prague. Spoilers that then he kills his soul and then he actually dies. So that was really cool. We watched a lot of some boring films in Film History 1, but that was not one of them. So, silent films are not boring, not all boring. So please don't hear that and think, oh, wow, I'm never going to watch a film that was black and white or made in the early 1900s ever. You can't watch. There's only so many movies about a train that I can watch, or about a dog saving a child, or children in general. They need some variety. Now there's not a problem. I also watched Booksmart. I don't know if I talked about that before. That was good. It was not as good as I thought it was going to be because I heard it really overhyped, but it was good. I still think I like Lady Bird better. And I guess that's kind of a wrap. I know that sometimes I talk about more stuff than this, but just this month was a lot, and I need to detox, calm down, get ready for October. As I said, midterms, more projects, going to the Philly Zoo for maybe not the first time, but I don't remember if I've ever been to the Philly Zoo before. So lots to look forward to in October. So make sure you stay tuned to see all the exciting stuff in my life. And yeah, that kind of wraps up. I hope you guys had a great September also. So if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel so you can see what I'm up to in October, and like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you can dislike it if you want, or tell me why you didn't like it. All right, so adios for now, guys. Bye. Yes, I want to end the stream.